Breaking the silence, taking the dive in. Nikki pulling strings like she playing the violin. Made in his likeness, radiant vibrance. Give him all glory in a way to deny it. She gon' make you laugh, she gon' stimulate your mind. Making things shake, she ain't into wasting time. They can come close but can't imitate the grind. Got a different way to illustrate and innovate designs. BTS podcast, gotta watch that. Teaching us the game, that mean Nikki got class. If you watch it once, you gon' wanna stop back. This an opportunity that you cannot pass. Unleash your inner voice, cause better days coming. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days.
Hey everyone, welcome to another powerful episode of Breaking the Silence. And today I have something special for you. Listen, I've been trying to catch up Mr. Caspa Clark for so long, and I finally got him across the stage to talk about how he's hustling out here making songs every 2 weeks. He is really putting in the work, y'all. I'm not going to tell you everything. So after his countdown, please welcome my guest, Caspa Clark, to the platform.
Time is money and money is time. That's why I'm always trying to get up out of here to get mine. Life ain't always about the dough, you know, but it'll pay for a good experience though. Live with a shine, I'm getting mine. Shout out to my Nigerians, yo. Time is money and money is time. That's why I'm always trying to get up out of here to get mine. Life ain't always about the dough, you know, but it'll pay for a good experience though. Live with a shine, I'm getting mine. Shout out to my Nigerians, yo. Time for a change.
Hey, hey.
Hey. How goes it?
How you doing? Thanks for being a guest on my platform today.
Absolutely. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm well. So,
Good.
before we get started, tell everybody, who is Caspa Clark?
Well, Caspa Clark is not only a hip-hop producer, I'm also a father of 2 children. I'm a brother. I'm a son to a mother that also has mental health issues as well as my sister. So I take care of a full plate on my table. I've got a beautiful girlfriend named Chanel. My son's name is Raylan. My daughter's name is Amber Lee. I work a full-time job, and on my time off, I make music. And I've collabed with a lot of major hip hop artists, a lot of the old school, a lot of the legends in the game. And as you can hear, I'm a father of 2 dogs as well, Nala and Scooby.
Not Scooby.
Yeah, Scooby Dooby Doo.
So now you can't just drop that gem and say, I work with a lot of legends, and then don't tell me who you work with now.
I work with Jim Jones. Well, not with them, but I've worked with vocal stems with them. I don't want to make it seem like I've actually sat in the studio and gotten to work with them, but I have gotten to work with their producers and their vocal stems. Blueface, Ghostface Killah. I've got probably a good 50 to 60 legends sitting in the vault that are for a surprise for later.
Nice. You working now.
Yeah, I've been investing. I was dadding for a long time, and I was just kind of getting bored with just dadding. I was like, I need a little bit of something for me besides just going to the job, the 9 to 5 every day. So I started investing in equipment. Every time I got a paycheck, I would take $100 out for myself and invest it into some equipment. And and then as soon as the music started making some money, every time it drops, I invest it right back into it. So here we are.
That's how you do it. So now, when did you fall in love with the mic?
So I fell in love with hip hop and wanted to be on the mic when I was 13. I found a tape sitting on my godfather's floor from his daughters. They were going for the WNBA, and I think they were getting into the WNBA at that time. I'm not sure of the details, but I found the tape, and my little klepto ass as a teenager took the tape. It was a tape for a Bullworth. It was a soundtrack. And it had Old Dirty Bastard, Lauryn Hill, it had all the greats on there. Uh, I fell in love with hip hop instantly right then and there. And I was already writing poetry, so I started to write them into raps, and I was trying it out. And then people that also enjoyed hip hop around me, they were telling me it was garbage. So I knew I had to put some work into that. I started putting the work in, and then by the time I was about 15 or 16, I was pretty good. And I was already in a group home, and that was all we really had to do was write rhymes and go to the talent shows that they put on for us. And that's what I would do. We had a dude named Big Mike. He was this big, huge dude, and he would make these beats. And he would stand there. He looked like Biggie, and he would stand there bobbing to the beats with his turntables. And I'd rap, and I knew I was meant for the mic. I'd get right into the crowd. I didn't have the stage fright that a lot of people talked about. And yeah, that's how I really started to get into it. And jamming around on the streets, that's what we did for fun.
Wow. So now what inspired you to start? Now I don't want to say record. Is it Noice Records, but it's spelled with a C?
It's Noice.
Noice. Okay. So Noice Records, and take control of music independently.
I wanted to be independent because I can see how the music industry shifted. I started studying and really honing in on the actual details of the music industry. I realized that it had changed a lot because I was out of the game of like internet for about 9 years, just traveling around out of backpack, playing guitar and rapping over guitar to make money. So I had to figure out how computers worked again and how technology worked again. And then as I was doing that, I found out that you can distribute your own music nowadays. And that wasn't something we could do when I was a kid. Like you had to have ties to a studio, or you had to be able to do all that. So I'm like, if I can access that, I can do anything. I'm a hustler, man. So I'm going to get every piece of equipment I need, and I'm going to do that because that's what I've always loved, and I've always wanted my own studio. And if I can do that in my own bedroom, it's on.
Okay. Like, I don't know. It's something about the way they did music back in the day that was so much better to me than now. Because things can get so oversaturated now because everybody sounds the same. Everybody wants the same things too. Because back in the day they used to, listen to songs over and over again until they realized they had a hit.
Right.
Now, people just put music out, putting music out, and it's on the internet. You can just access it, and it's for pennies, literally.
Yeah.
So, how has that been like a challenge for you? Being the fact that now you really can't make the money that you used to can make with music.
Well, now it has to become an experience. You have to build an experience for the fans, and merchandise. Merch is a big one. Trying to build a website like where fans can go to the website, they can get an experience of who you are. It's going to have an autobiography on there. It's going to have actual videos of me in the studio that they can access. It's going to have, and there's going to be a monthly subscription. So basically, you got to kind of, for me, I feel like you have to build an experience for the listener now. And you have to stand out amongst everybody else. And it's all about really longevity if you want to be a good musical artist, not just a everyday rapper like you're talking about that's just throwing garbage out here left and right.
Right. But you know what? It's crazy though, because some of that garbage they throw out is what actually is making it.
Yeah, it'll blow up, but so will a bomb, and then it ashes out. It ashes out right after that. But the longevity of music, if you really want to make a living off of music, you don't need to blow up to make. You can have 150 fans and make money off of those 150 loyal fans just by getting them t-shirt, finding out what they like, making those kinds of designs, making those kinds of merch items, asking them what songs they want, interacting with them, because now you can interact with your customers. You can ask them what they want. You can talk to them face to face online and not have to risk your own safety by being right up with them.
That's true. So in your opinion, what is the biggest challenge in the music industry, and what's the biggest challenge you faced as being an independent label as well, and how have you overcome them?
My biggest challenge has been marketing. It's a tough business. It's not what I got in this business for, so it's something that I don't really enjoy focusing on, but I do have to in order to push my music off. You can't have pizza and sell pizza if nobody knows that you have pizza. So you kind of have to put together a marketing plan. And I I'm an artist. I get into my studio. I want to get on the mic. I want to listen to the beats. I want to make the art, the cover art designs. That's what I enjoy. Um, the marketing part is tough. And then hiring a marketing person, you're getting scammed left and right.
Yeah.
I finally found a few good team members who are good at marketing, and that's how I got around it. Is I hired on a couple of people. I literally baby steps into the process with them so that I know I wasn't being scammed. And then once we built trust, I stay loyal to them now. And it's not big time or anything, but I throw them a few bucks every week, and we work together, and we keep it rolling.
Wow, that's awesome. It's awesome to have a team that you especially can trust, because it's hard to find that. It really is. So now we
It
gotta talk
really
about
is.
this raindrop release strategy that you use. Why did you choose to use that strategy? It's for a double album.
Well, I had to find some people that would kind of give me insight on the game that wasn't doing the YouTube schooling courses where they just give a little bit of trickle information here and there. I really networked through the music industry and found artists that I saw were genuine and honest people and wanted to help other independent artists gain. One of them was T-Pain. One of them was Nick D. He's a independent artist that's blowing up right now. He's got like hip hop, pop / little bit of country type stuff. And I just started watching their independent artist podcasts. And I started to, I drive for FedEx every day. I would play something in the car, a book, an audio book from Audible that would tell me how to navigate the system. And that was one of the release processes that the algorithm has really honed in on and liked that they've found. So I'm testing it right
Wow.
now. It's been about probably 15 songs deep, and it goes up and down, but I know sitting on music and not releasing it isn't doing anything either.
That's true.
So I want people to be able to see my growth, and I want to release music so frequently that you don't have to wait as a fan.
Mm, I love it. So can you explain it to the artists that may be upcoming, or just anybody in general that don't know what the actual raindrop strategy is about?
You release one song either every week or every 2 weeks, one or the other. You want to at least do every 2 weeks, and you release a song until you've got a full album. And then you drop the full album with maybe a surprise song on there if you want to be nice. And then I like to do a double album because I release so much music. I might as well do. Back in the day, in our old school days, we had 2 CDs. If you were lucky, you got maybe 24 songs to 32 songs on it. Look at Life After Death by Biggie. You got so many
Hmm.
songs that you could just love. That's how I want to press my albums together. I don't like these fast release albums of 7 songs and crap.
Yeah, them EPs. I mean, I get why they do that, because I believe what they're doing is they're dropping EPs because they want to see what the audience feels, and then they put an album together later. I get it, but you're right. That Biggie album, Life After Death, that was hot.
Yeah,
So
killer.
back then they dropped releases and they were fire. But my thing is, how can you drop songs like that so fast though, and they be good?
Uh Repetition, practice. When you have to really put in work, which I have had to put in work just to get a small following. Well, I'm not going to call it small because what day in my life and back in the day would I have 12,000 people listening to my music?
Mm,
Never. That's not really that small. But when you look at numbers of people who are really doing well in the music industry, it's kind of small. So that's why I say small. But
wow.
all that repetition that I have to put in order to be good and squeeze it into this literal 2 days of maybe a 3 hour time span in each of those 2 days in order to continue to do this. And I'm doing my own. Well, I was doing my own marketing before. I'm doing all my own posts on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on YouTube Shorts, on all of this, all of the above. I'm also building my website now. I've got somebody doing that as well for me. But I was doing all of this stuff. Had to learn every piece of equipment on my own from
Mm,
scratch. Had to sit here, learn how to record, how to mix, how to do all these different things that are probably a dozen jobs, and I'm squeezing it into a week's time period and being a father and a good son and a good brother and all of the
mm,
above. It's just a crazy mixture of things. So when you got to put in work like that, it ends up being easy in the long run. Like
mhm.
it's just easy game after that.
Because I'm going to tell you something. I have a big respect for artists because I have been trying to record a song. I know it's been months now. One song now for months. And it's like finding time to sit down and actually do it. And then you have to record and record and record over and over again until it sounds right. If you're like picky like me, it sounds right before you even say, okay, this is done. So I'm still
That's what I
struggling.
was that's what I was gonna suggest to you is don't be too picky with yourself on one song,
Mhm.
because then you'll get stuck on that one song and that song will never get finished and you'll never get on to the next song. Enjoy, just enjoy making that song, and God is gonna put it in your hands exactly how it's meant to be, just like he did you and myself. And that song will be exactly how it's meant to be, and the people that are meant to enjoy it will or they won't. And then it's on to the next song, and then next thing you know, that exact song you wanted will just appear.
Wow. Wow, that was great advice. I needed that today. Because really, I was holding myself back. I'm like, I don't think I set a deadline. I said I'm gonna have this song completed by December. But it seems like life around you, you really have to really find the time to sit down and do things the right way, if that makes sense.
Also, also leave the mistakes. Some of the mistakes are part of the reason why the song is loved in the first place. Don't leave all the mistakes. Don't, of course, don't sound like a garage band, but but definitely leave some of them mistakes, some of them flaws in there. That's what we are. We're human beings. The music is supposed to have them flaws. That's what makes it good.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna take that advice now. And I'm gonna run when I do release it. You gonna be one of the first ones I say, hey, listen to this.
Please do,
So
please do. I especially love listening to independent artists, brand new music. That's my favorite. So please do that.
because like even all the music that you've heard that's been playing, I've actually made the beats and everything, and I've had artists to like feature on certain things. My intro is a artist featured on, my outro is an artist featured on, but I actually made the beat.
Oh, that's
So
so cool.
yeah, so I'm trying to tap into talent that I've always had at a late time, if that makes sense. So it is
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah. I'm almost 40. I'm almost 40. I'm with you there. So we will have to collab on something together,
Yeah,
whether
let's
it's
do
you
that.
make the beat or we make a song together or something.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So now we got to talk about how you select these surprise collaborators like Pete Rock, and what impact do they bring to your music?
So I select them as uh they come out with this producer M80 and Anno Domini Nation, and they do where it is it's like a basic contract that almost anybody can purchase these features. So there's multiple people that have these vocal stems, but they have the contract so that multiple people can purchase them. Same with the beats. And then everybody's got access to this work. So I go and I found, and I work with them because it's at a price that an independent artist like myself can handle and invest in. So I started investing in these as I saw them for the old school hip hop artists that I like. And a few of the newer ones that I enjoy too, because I started to give it more of a chance and listen to more of the newer stuff. And there is some good stuff within it if you really surf through it.
Okay.
But
Okay. That makes sense.
my process is a little crazy when it comes to picking them. A lot of times it's just like how I do the beat. It's almost like a spiritual thing for me. It's I'll by the third time I click on a vocal stem or whatever, I find whatever fits with the song that I made. I used to try to fit my song to the actual vocal stem that was already there and the beat, but now I fit them to my song.
That makes sense. That makes sense. But you know, I've noticed now, like when I make a beat, I have to actually sing what I'm trying to, make that beat fit with, because it's not gonna make sense if I don't sing it while I'm making the beat. But before I was just make the beat and then try to fit my vocals to the beat, but it doesn't work that way.
Right. And I found a way to make it work like that, but you got to really just kind of adjust the way you phrase the lyrics. Um I do with the I do the second process you're talking about where I write first because I'm always in the van. I got the notepad on my phone so I can do talk to text so I'm not, crashing into people. And then I do the talk to text on the phone and write my music that way. And when I'm driving, I'm in this thought process where I'm almost like not all the way focused on it too much. I'm just half
Right.
focused.
Right. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. So my thing, I ask every artist this question because every time I get a different response. When you're creating a song or beat or however, what do you think is the most important element, the lyrics or the beat? Because I'm gonna tell you something. If I listen to a song, the first 30 seconds, I'm gonna listen to it. If I like the beat, then I'm gonna continue to listen to the lyrics. And now I'm gonna hear the whole song. Now I'm playing on repeat.
That's a tough one for me. It's kind of I'm on the fence with that because both I like both the beat on songs, and I'm also a big fan of lyricist songs where the beat kind of has no emphasis in the song and it's more about the lyrics. So I rock back and forth. That's why when you listen to my music, you're going to get like probably 50 different styles. You might think you're listening to 19 different people when you're hearing my music. Uh, I might sing in a country voice in one song in the middle of the song. I just have fun with it. I don't play by no rules, no regulations, no branding. You're not going to brand me. Maybe my style, you could brand a cartoon on my style or something like that. But I'm not going to brand myself or just say I do this one style because it's just so fun to just put together whatever. And then if you find that beat and this rocks with it, that cadence rocks with it, then you can just do that cadence. And then you're universal. So whoever you rock with, you can kind of match their energy as well.
You know what? You're absolutely right, because I was sitting down the other night listening to like like your songs, like a list of your songs, and I'm like, now this song is different from this song. Now what is he trying to say in this song? You right, you find a different you in every song.
That's correct.
You are
I've
versatile.
been I'm very versatile. I've been all over the country. I traveled for 9 years out of a backpack. I lived basically, you could call it a hobo. I had a sleeping bag, a tarp, and a guitar, and my dog. And I hopped on trains, hitchhiked wherever I needed to go, stopped at truck stops for showers. I carried my food on me, and I jammed out and just enjoyed my life before I decided to settle down instead of doing the whole college thing and just focusing. I did not enjoy school. I felt like they were training me for prison.
Oh, not for prison.
That's what it felt like.
Ah,
Pay attention. Let me show you how to walk in a single file line. If you look at the structure of both of them, they're very similar. And not that I'm not trying to shoot down school, because school is very important. And I have 2 children. They do very well in school, and it's very important in our household, education. But the system that they have created, it's a lot less about creativity and more about do what I said.
That's true. Now, if you look at it that way, yes, that's true. That's true.
And look at the fake racist knowledge that they're feeding our kids. It's not even real history and shit. It's bull. It's bull. Baloney. Garbage. It just recently the truth started to come out in school.
But they're taking a lot of things out of school too. They've been doing that for years though. They've been
Thank
taking
God.
things away. Crazy part.
All the lies that they came true, but we believed them.
Yeah, we did. We had no choice. We didn't know no better. Honestly.
And who knows what they're replacing with it is even true. Who knows?
Yeah.
They might just want us to think that now.
Right. So how do you balance the creative side of your music with the art of the business on top of that, and running this label, and with everything that's around you and at home as well?
I don't. Catch up all the time. Tired. I'm exhausted all the time, but I'm just enjoying life. I breathe a lot. That's what I do. I meditate. That's how I balance it. I make sure every morning I sit down, or every rising, I sit down and I meditate, and I think about what the blessings that I've been giving and the hardships that I had to overcome to get these blessings. And then, it all just seems to come easy after that. I've been through the ringer in my life, like the ringer. When my autobiography comes out, I think people will be really surprised by the stories I have to tell. They're pretty thick stories, and it's a long drawn out, loaded story. So I'll be happy to tell it and happy to release that story.
So when is that coming out?
I'm actually, as of right now, I'm releasing them chapter by chapter as I make them, as I can sneak it in on social media. So it's on my Instagram, it's on my Facebook. You have to do some scrolling. I'm building a page where I can release chapter, just like the Raindrop release, with chapters on my webpage. And then once I get it all together, I'll publish it. It's going to have even cartoon photos, so you can read it to the kids. They can have something enjoyable to look at with some psychedelic cartoons. If you don't like marijuana, I don't suggest reading it to your kids.
I'm done. Wow. Now that's interesting. I like how you're doing that. Chapter by chapter.
Yeah. Everybody's always told me, every time I sat with anybody and talked with them, that I need to write a book. So I figured I'd finally do it, since I'm spending a lot of time creating in this part of my life and getting that momentum going. I thought I'd add that into the roster and enjoy doing that too. So it's kind of like therapy too, getting out things that I didn't even remember that I knew. I remember that happened.
But you know what? That's because you probably buried it. You didn't want to think about it anymore. That's most of the time. Right. That's what it is.
But bringing it back up has gotten rid of a lot of anxiety, a lot of shakiness that's been brought into my later life. I've gained a lot of like social anxiety I didn't have before, and that facing that stuff helped me to get rid of that social anxiety.
Sometimes you have to, because we forget, we bury it, we forget about it. Then when we bring it back up when we're older, then now we know how to confront it and get rid of it, if that makes sense.
That makes total sense.
So now we're down to our last question before you get the spotlight. If you could create a time capsule representing your journey with Noice Recordz, what 3 things would you include that tell the story of your hustle and your healing?
I would include one of my songs. No, I would include one of the written parts of my songs that I wrote when I was 13, one of my first songs I ever wrote. Then I would include one of the first songs that I ever recorded. And then my latest favorite song when I made the time capsule that I recorded so that you could see the progression at hand right in front of your face.
Wow. Okay. You got to see you see now if you ever had to do a time capsule, you already know what you're gonna put in there.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks for loading me up on that.
All right, so now it's what I call the BTS 30 seconds of fame. So I'm going to do the countdown. After the countdown, you're going to be on the platform by yourself. This is your moment to let everybody know what's coming up next for you, how to follow your journey, all the good stuff about you, the things you want to share anyway, things you want to
Okay.
share. So after the countdown, the stage is yours. Hey, if you're still watching this episode, first of all, thank you. That means something I said or my guest said is connecting with you. So while you're here, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and tap the bell so you never miss another episode. Because there are going to be more real, honest, and healing conversations coming. And I love for you to be a part of it. So if you ever felt like you were alone and nobody gets you, trust me, you're not alone. This space is for you. All right, let's get back into it.
All right, people, you can follow me on Instagram, Breaking Bread, no G, _ 2020. And also you can follow me on YouTube, Breaking Bread, no G, no spaces in between, _ 2020 as well. And my podcast usually airs every Sunday, 8:30 p.m. So look out for that. And the advice I would give for podcasters is be authentic, be yourself.
All right, y'all. You can find me at Caspa Clark on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you name it. It's just about the same. You can go to www.caspaclark.com to look at my merch. I load up my songs early for release on there. I also have an autobiography coming out chapter after chapter that we spoke about on the podcast coming on there. I want to talk about hip hop and the message that we have. It has overtaken our culture, especially as Americans, and the message that we push to our children is a really important thing. I don't want to talk about dad rap. I'm talking about keeping the grit in hip hop, but also not pushing murder music. I'm talking about pushing positivity, pushing a positive message, talking about real mental health, real struggles, bringing hip hop back to that positive thing, that awesome, amazing art form that we're missing so much. To the youngsters, man, murders, it's not cool. We miss our people. We don't want to lose our tribe. We want to gather together as a unity. That's what hip hop is really about. So let's bring it back to that. I love you guys. I appreciate it if you listen to my music. I appreciate it if you like me as a human being. One love, y'all.
Nice. He said, I appreciate it if you love me as a human being. Well, thank you so much for coming and breaking the silence with me. This was an amazing interview, and I'm rooting for you on my end. If there's anything I can do on my end to further help you to get your music out there, I do music promos maybe once or twice, or when I feel like just going on live, I just do music promos. For my artists that come across the platform, I just play y'all music. So I'm big on
Much
support.
appreciated. Much appreciated.
Big on support. I love supporting my artists. I actually have a playlist that I just listen to, just my artist music. I don't even listen to the world music like I used to, honestly.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I'm there with you. I'm on independent artists and my old school artists now. That's what I stick to. We're the ones that are really pushing the real music in there.
That's it. That's it. But once again, thank you so much for coming to be a guest. Don't be a stranger. We locked in. We in it to win it together.
Thank you for having me, and we'll collab soon. I appreciate talking to you. Good vibes.
Soon, very soon. And thank you so much to everyone else out there that's tuned into this amazing episode. Listen, y'all gotta support him. He working hard. Every 2 weeks. I have a real respect for artists now because I'm like, how do y'all work so hard and still have to deal with everything around you too? So make sure you lock in with him, follow his journey, and trust me, you're gonna hear some of his music over here. So stay tuned because you will. So until next time, y'all stay inspired, y'all stay strong, and continue to break the silence in your own lives. Later.
Better days, slowly but surely it's a better space that'll waste my mind, so I meditate till I levitate, I elevate when I learn not to hesitate no more, keep moving forward, chase my goals and focus more towards it, hate the lows but I need those to flourish, place my growth in front, that's what's important. So I ask myself what inspires me, breaking out of my shell, feeling yo shot quiet me, and now I'm breaking the silence like I'm Nikki Nicole, let's go. Promise you gon' see better days. Gotta keep going till you see them. Promise you gon' see better days. You gotta keep going till you see them.